You said, walk to me and I'll run to you. Call me and I'll show you. Hiding like a pearl for you to heal and guide you from. You said, walk to me and I'll run to you. Call me and I'll show you. Hiding like a pearl for you to heal and guide you from.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ما بعد Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu everyone. Welcome to the Thursday Majlis. All those who are joining is a gathering for the purpose of practicing the Muraqabah of Ascension. Those who have participated in the spiritual retreats previously and have otherwise received and learned the methodology, it is a wonderful opportunity to practice collectively, led by one of our senior ustad, invaluable guidance on how to improve and maybe interpret some of the guidance that you are having access to and receiving. So firstly, we begin by thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we as sinful and lowly believers, we've been given this access and this practice, and not only having we been given this practice, but also now on a weekly basis we can have the time and the care and the attention of our senior ustads. So please do make the most of this opportunity and begin the gathering by rectifying your intention that this is for the reward and the salvation, really only for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and be in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by remembering the three keys that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. He is seeing us in this gathering and listening to everything that myself is thinking, saying, and so on. So inshallah, without further ado, I will hand over to our blessed Ustad Abdul Rahim, who will be leading this gathering.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa kafa, salamun ala ibadihi allazina astaghfa, khususan ala sayyidi rasuli wa khataman anbiya wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Nahmaduhu nusalli wa nusallim ala rasulihi al-kareem. Amma ba'd, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All praise belongs to Allah Azza wa Jal, their blessed name, and we thank them that they have enabled us to remember Him and praise Him, not the way really that one is able to praise Him or remember Him. All praise and remembrance is really from Himself. He can praise Himself. And all salam and durood upon the greatest of messengers and greatest of creation, none other than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And to all the righteous, the blessed family, the companions, the pious righteous, especially our grand masters and shaykhs of Tariqa Muhammadiyah, Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbar, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani Rahmatullah, and our blessed teacher Shaykh Ahmad Dabbar. Now, alhamdulillah, this is for yourself to use this time and take opportunity, everything that one has learned. Especially, every week we have this session that we, can remember Allah Azza wa Jal through this, and opportunity to visit blessed places and travel to them and be in the company of mashaykhs and everyone. So we ask that inshallah in this blessed session, that inshallah firstly you should and then inshallah you should visit the firstly find the teacher, and there afterwards inshallah travel with them to Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbar rahmallah, and then afterwards Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jalani rahmallah, and then inshallah to Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, and then Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So inshallah like this as a format, but inshallah wherever inshallah spiritually a person can go any place, wherever the mashayikh takes one person, they can travel inshallah with their permission, and long as one is with the mashayikh. The most important thing is that one should keep the key in mind that Allah is with them, seeing them and present with them. And the remembrance and presence of the teacher is very important, because in any journey, it's been mentioned many times, in any journey, spiritually, specifically the spiritual journey, it is more important to have a guide with you, and that is more important, because even people who travel to deserts or jungles, they need a guide to even survive there. So what to say about someone who is going in the spiritual journey? It is even more important to have a spiritual guide, someone who knows the ins and outs and the nature and the whole environment, and this is why it's more important. So inshallah now, if everyone inshallah firstly we bring the presence of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah is with me, seeing me, present with me, and we'll inshallah begin inshallah. And now you should firstly correct one's intention that, oh Allah, I'm doing this for you only, and to please you and to attain your pleasure, because that is my ultimate aim in this life, to see you happy with me, that I can be the best servant, because you have become and you are my only Lord, and you have always served me. So Allah is serving us always, but when are we going to serve Allah Azza wa Jal? So inshallah, like this inshallah, one should think and correct one's intention that Allah, I want to please you. Then inshallah after this, inshallah, bring the keys again. Allah is with me, seeing me, present with me, and then do the protection amals. Firstly, Surah Fatiha once, Ayatul Kursi once, the three calls, Surah Ikhlas, Surah Falaq, Surah Nas, and then inshallah blow on your palm and then your entire body. Firstly starting with the head and face, and then the entire body inshallah. So inshallah do this now inshallah. Bismillah. Inshallah, as you have done this, still keep the presence of Allah Azza wa Jal, that Allah is with me, seeing me, present with me. Now think of one of the three states of, firstly, number one, that the state of humbleness, that really, I really don't deserve, one does not really even deserve to be in the presence of Allah due to one's sins, due to one's disobedience. But Wallah, Allah, you are my Lord. And really, firstly, everyone, I know every single sin of mine, and really I am the worst. All the people that are with me are roaming in the streets or in the houses, they are much better than me. Really, they deserve everything. They deserve all your blessings. Really, they are more higher in love, in status, in closeness to you, O Allah, than I am far. Because I know my sins, my disobedience, I know every single thing about me. So you only know maybe a handful of sins or of people and shortcomings, but a person knows every single sins and shortcomings of themselves. So every person is better than me. Now think of the second state and thought of thankfulness, of gratefulness that, O Allah, that you have given me everything. You have served me all my life from beginning to now, and at the end, and even after this world, and still you will be giving everything to me. You have created me in the blessed reflection of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, and also created me, and I am in the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You have blessed me always. You are blessing me every single day. The blessings I am aware of, that I can see, and the blessings that I cannot see, which is internal and which is unknown. Really, every way you are blessing me. Now think of the third state. The third state is the state of reliance on Allah, thinking that, oh Allah, really I cannot travel towards you, I can't even near to you. It is you that can take me towards you. You're the one who can take me in your closeness. Allah, I request and I beg you, and I rely upon you to take me towards your closeness. One is to use one's own will, one is to use the power of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So ask the one who has all power and all might to take you, take us closer to Him. Inshallah, still be in the three keys of remembrance that Allah is with me, seeing me, and present with me. Inshallah, after this, you may repeat after me. Firstly, we'll recite Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and then 3 times Astaghfar to ask forgiveness and shortcomings that we have. 3 times Durood, sending Salam and Durood upon the Prophet of thankfulness. and then La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah is then we say, "No Allah, that all power and might is from you only. Only you can take us. You have all power. My amal, my words, my praise is nothing. You have all power to take us, not myself." So inshallah, we'll just repeat, inshallah, after me. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Inshallah, now keeping the three keys in mind. Allah is with me, seeing me, and present with me. Now think firstly the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal in Arabic. Now imagine this blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is illuminating, is shining, is irradiating just above you, in front of you. How beautiful the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is. Now imagine this light, the white color light, is flowing towards your direction like showers of light. And as you breathe in through your nose, it's as though entering every part of your body, every part of your latifa. And it's illuminating every part. Everything is becoming radiant. Everything is becoming white. As you breathe out through your mouth, you can imagine all darkness is exiting behind. Keep on thinking of this and feel this light entering you and flushing all the darkness out, as though we're awakening all the latifa side. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal now illuminating in a red color. Imagine this light, red colored light, is descending upon you as you breathe in through your nose. Imagine this light is entering inside you and it's traveling to the red latifa, which is situated below the navel area. As you breathe out from your mouth, imagine all darkness, all worries is exiting behind. Now cleanse this red latifa. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is now an orange color. Imagine this light, orange color light, is descending down upon you. As you breathe in through your nose, imagine this light is entering through there. And it is now traveling inside and towards the orange latifa, which is situated in the navel area. As you breathe out through your mouth, imagine all darkness is exiting behind. All darkness, all worries all anxiety is exiting from you. So now cleanse the orange latifa. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is now a yellow color. Imagine this yellow light is descending upon you as you breathe in through your nose. Imagine this light is entering inside and is being directed and is to the stomach area. As you breathe out through your mouth, imagine all darkness is exiting, all worries, all anxiety. Everything is exiting behind as you breathe out with your mouth. Now cleanse the yellow latifa. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is now a green color. And imagine this green light is now descending upon you. And as you breathe in through your nose, imagine this green light is entering inside and is being directed to the green latifa, which is situated in the chest and heart area. As you breathe out through your mouth, Imagine all darkness is exiting. Inshallah, now cleanse the green latifa. Now be in the three keys in mind that Allah is with me, seeing me, and present with me, and refresh this. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is in a light blue color. Now even more bright. Imagine this light blue color is now descending upon you, and as you breathe in through your nose, imagine this light is entering inside and is being directed to the light blue latifa, which is situated in the throat area. As you breathe out through your mouth, all the darkness is now exiting. So inshallah, cleanse the light blue latifa. Now imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is now illuminating in a dark blue color, an indigo color. It's illuminating in front of you. Imagine this light is descending on you, and as it descends, it's going straight. As you breathe in, imagine this light is as though directly entering one's forehead. And as you breathe out through your mouth, imagine this light and darkness is exiting behind, that it is cleansing that latifa more and more. So inshallah, cleanse the dark blue or indigo color latifa. Now inshallah, imagine the blessed name of Allah Azza wa Jal is illuminating in white color, and is shining and illuminating and radiating so much light. Imagine this light is now descending upon you as you breathe in through your nose. Imagine this light is directly coming to the white latifa, which is situated above you, and it's entering inside. And as you breathe out through your mouth, imagine all the darkness is exiting behind, and it's illuminating the white latifa more and more. So inshallah, cleanse this and illuminate this now. As this is illuminating, imagine your whole body is now illuminating more and more, that every latifa is illuminating. Imagine slowly that all, as you breathing in through your nose, it is as though every single part of your body is becoming flooded with light upon light from head to toe. And as this is happening, imagine now your body is now disappearing, and it's going, fading and fading away until there is nothing. Only your latifa is remaining, and all the latifas, from the red to the white, they're illuminating more and more until they are also disappearing. The red latifa is gone, the orange is gone, the yellow, green, light blue, then the indigo, till there is no latifa left. Only your breath, your spirit is left. Now create your spiritual body and imagine it sitting in front of you like a twin, like looking in the mirror. If you find it difficult to create this of yourself, then imagine the spiritual body of the teacher is sitting in front. Now take a few deep breaths. Then afterwards, as you have done this, on the third breath, inshallah, then blow your golden breath, taking all your spirit from your body, and it's entering your spiritual body. And do this now, and feel your spirit is now leaving, and it is now left your body and has entered, and it has entered into the spiritual body which is sitting in front of you. Believe in this and feel this, that this is happening, and it has happened right now. Now find one's teacher, find Sheikh Ahmadullah, wherever you find him, be it in the clouds, be it beside you, be it in Medina Sharif, wherever they are, find them and be with them and travel with them wherever they take you. Because finding them, you have found all the mashayikh. Finding them, meaning Sheikh Ahmadullah, you have found all the mashayikhs, all the companions. It is as though you have found and been in the company of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because they are the friends of Allah. So inshallah, travel now with them to the mashayikh and listen out and gain some personal advice and nasiha, so you may travel. Ya Nabi, Salamu alayk. Ya Rasul, Salamu alayk. Salawatullahi alayk. Ya Habib, Salamu alayk. Assalamu alayk. Assalamu alayk. Assalamu alayk. Ayyuhan Nabi, Assalamu alayk. Ayyuhan Nabi, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin. Assalamu alayk. Ayyuhan Nabi, Assalamu alayk. Ayyuhan Nabi. So inshallah, slowly, inshallah, take permission to leave the blessed company, and then afterwards, inshallah, slowly return to your bodies, and then you may open up, inshallah. Subhanaka bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. So inshallah, now it's over to yourself, inshallah, to give us any feedback that you may have. You could do this live as you speak, or you can write it in the, inshallah, messages, and it can be read out, inshallah. So inshallah, we ask Brother Tasif if there's anything, inshallah, that you may.
So just like every week, if those who would like to share verbally, please put your hand up on Zoom, and I will unmute you and you can share your experience. Otherwise, if you can also type up your experience in the comments in Zoom, in Facebook or YouTube, and inshallah we will share it with our ustads. Inshallah, whilst you are doing that, just as a reminder as well, in terms of the objectives of this gathering, 3 objectives have been mentioned. Just as a reminder, firstly is to help and support, provide spiritual support to all seekers in order to continue and advance on the spiritual path to Allah Ta'ala. Secondly, by the seekers attending, this will help to clear any blockages one may have to continue with one's personal spiritual journey. And thirdly, a specialized support is given to ensure any mistakes are rectified. So all seekers who have embarked upon the spiritual path are requested to participate in this special once-a-week majlis to enhance one's spiritual journey to Allah. So these are all very noble objectives, and now is your opportunity to get more specialized advice from the Ustad. So again, if you would like to share verbally, please raise your hand and or type the feedback in the comments, and inshallah I will read it out.
And inshallah we have Imam Kasi as well, inshallah, if there's any mashallah So maybe Imam Qais can inshallah give some advice as well while we wait for the participants to inshallah mention anything. Inshallah, if you can.
Really, there's no really need to give any advice as such. Alhamdulillah, you've given sufficient guidances. Our teacher, blessed teacher, Shaykh Muraqabah, they've given sufficient advice and guidance for us to act and follow. There's no lacking in that. The lacking which is from us nowadays is to practice, and that's what we need to be doing. Is to immerse ourselves in and embody ourselves in the teaching that we've been given, and to be the reflection of the teachings of the Mashayikh of our blue teacher Shaykh Muraqabah, which is really the reflection teaching of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which then draws us closer to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So really, if a person just whatever nasiha guidance has been given, just acts upon that, this is sufficient. One thing that is a danger though is that, as you're hearing in the news, that the people are getting frustrated now. They're getting bored with the lockdown, and they're getting frustrated and fluttered. Some people are worried that the second wave of virus may even come. So it could mean that we're in lockdown for longer. And the danger could be that brothers and sisters who are used to, especially brothers who are used to going to Jamaat and prayer, they may lose the sense of connection. They may get embezzled by the TV and so on, and ease and comfort and everything. So there is a danger that this could happen, and Mashayikh have actually given guidance on this. So inshallah, maybe another time we'll give that. But at this moment in time, if they have any question, then inshallah they can pose their questions, or they can give the feedback. I think somebody wanted to say something verbally. So they can,
Brother Nizam, I've unmuted you. Inshallah, you can go ahead and share yours.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Basically, I was doing those lataif and following Brother Abdul Rahim when he was mentioning all the states, and I was quite doing it well. And then when the lataif process, I did a red one and the orange one quite well, but then again distracted a little bit. I had some physical illness as well and worry, so this was basically coming in and out. But after that, I maintained to do the cleaning of the lataif. And after the transfer, I met Hudra Sahib next to me, and I gave him salam, and I asked him forgiveness and for my shortcomings. And it's been many, many days I did not see Hudra Sahib physically, so it was basically I was feeling a regret that I did not meet my Hudra Sahib in person, but I'm so glad that I can meet him here. And after that, I went with Hudra Sahib to the blessed mazar of Abdul Latif Dabbagh rahmatullahi alayhi, and Hudra Sahib I opened the door and we went inside and sat there. And then from there, Hudra Sahib gave salam to the grand teacher, and I gave salam as well to the grand teacher, and sat there for a while and try to get the face from the blessed teacher and from the grand teacher. And after that, we sat on a prayer mat, and I was standing beside the Hudra Sahib, and the Abdul Latif Dabbagh rahmatullahi was leading us to Abdul Qadir Jilani rahmatullahi. And then from there I gave salam, and I get more focus on our teacher, and that whatever he is doing, I was just following him. And after the same again, I was taking the light from our teacher and from Abdul Latif Dabbagh rahmatullahi, and from the Abdul Qadir Jilani rahmatullahi. And then I was basically playing in my mind of Hudra Sahib zikir, Allah, Allah, Allahu, La ilaha illahu, and I was continuing this zikir for quite a while. And then while I was doing this zikir with the Mashayikh, and suddenly Brother Abdul Rahim was reciting Durood, and then I recited Durood while thinking about Madinah Sharif, and then I returned.
So inshallah, Imam Qais, if you can, inshallah, begin.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. MashaAllah, Brother Nizam, that's Mubarak and it's a blessed journey that you've taken. One critical thing that everybody, all participants should learn and understand, like, first and foremost, the yearning and the wanting and the regret that not being able to be physically with the one's teacher, that is something, that yearning and that pull of that wanting to be with the teacher really helps a person to spiritually travel and have a very strong connection if that yearning is there. So whenever you're doing this, the yearning to be with one's teacher, the longing to be with the Prophet and the longing to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that should always that actually is like a key that actually helps to actually make the connection strong and also helps you to travel as well. It's like a pull, a magnetic pull that actually takes you. So as you heard, the brother was upset, the brother was not seeing others up, and that's that longing and that yearning. Then it's like you draw the fairs and you draw that attention and you draw everything from one's teacher or from the spiritual guide or from the Prophet ﷺ through the spiritual guide, through one's teacher and through different mashayikhs. It's like a magnet that draws you and takes you to them, and that's what helps a lot. So a lot of the time, people, what happens is that they are practicing, they're getting ready. These things about the presence of thought, like somebody asked a question that I find it difficult to find the sheikh. All you got to do is just to think, visualize and think of the sheikh, like with the Nizam, the longing was, the yearning was there. How did the longing and yearning come? Whenever you have a longing and yearning to be with someone, you'll be thinking about them. You'll be thinking about how they were, how they eat, how they talk, how they speak. That thought process then completely engulfs your mind and your heart, and that's the thing that pulls you. Now ask yourself, is this how the state we are in when we're doing our dhikr, when we're doing our muraqabah, when we're doing the ascension? Is it like this when we're praying? That is a sort of state that we should try to be in, endeavor to be in, the yearning and the longing to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the longing and yearning to be with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the longing yearning to be with one's teacher. And so through that barakah of that longing and yearning and the connection, then look, the journey that unfolded, that he went to Sayyidina Zubair and through that to Sayyidina Qadilani and so on. And that's it. So, but the key was the longing and yearning. So that's something you should all try, or we should all try to endeavor. But mashallah, just keep everything about the dhikr that you're doing. You should put the nizams, consult your mentor or speak to one of the mentors and get your refresh. If you've not done so as to the dhikr that you're doing, maybe there needs to be just some review on that and azkars on that. You should get it refreshed and seen to in your course of purification, how that is. Maybe that's something that's an indication you're getting that you need to maybe see to one of your mentors, inshallah, about that.
MashaAllah. So, there's a brother Majid, you can go ahead, inshallah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. After transferring and giving salam to the teacher, we then went to Fez and to the Mazar of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh rahimahullah ta'ala. We entered and gave salam to the Grand Teacher, and he gave me nasiyah to the nearest meaning, which was that one shouldn't necessarily be shy of when they are mixing, when they're doing work, that they give dawah to any Muslims that they come across. He then went on and took me to the grave of a client who recently died, and this client then said that he was in difficulty because he had chosen the dunya and was negligent towards his Lord. And then we returned back to Faiz Sharif, and Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh rahimahullah ta'ala said that one can make efforts along with my wife to give dawah to his wife. And I was also given a siyah to keep performing your role in terms of the admin duties that I have. And then we, after that, we went to Medina Sharif and gave salam to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we started reciting Durood Sharif. And then, although I didn't see the Prophet ﷺ on this occasion visually, the nasiha given was that the tazkiyah is the code to the teacher, and those who do not continue with tazkiyah will eventually lose the connection with the teacher. And then I returned back.
Alhamdulillah, if Imam Qais, I know you're doing already, if you can do this one as well, inshallah, because this Brother Majid, well, you may be more aware of them as well.
MashaAllah, Brother Majid, there's nothing much to explain. They're self-explanatory. Just keep being steadfast, inshallah. There's nothing more to add, really. It's self-explanatory. That the one beautiful thing is that those of you who are married, is when the husband and wife are both on the same mission, and then what happens is that it becomes like an aid and support for each other. And you'll see that when both of you are doing the work of the deen, such a barakah and blessing will transcend upon your house, upon your family, which you never would feel through any other things, through any wealth that you possess, through any riches that you get. This is such a richness, and this is such a blessing that really money cannot actually give you whatsoever. Obviously, undoubtedly you're aware of that. So it's a blessing that to do the dawah, and having your wife as also there to actually help in doing the dawah as well to the sisters. Such a great blessing that if a person has such a spouse that is able to do that, that you should do the shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have such an opportunity. So mashallah, that is self-explanatory what you've seen, Brother Majid. Yes, whatever duties and responsibilities that you've been given, be steadfast upon that. That is also integral, because this wasn't something that you did from your own accord. This was given as a duty, and this is all part of tarbiyah. This is all part of your training, and it's to help you to get used to. Why? Is because if every single one of us who are on the course of purification, if it was, you could, I'm telling you that every single person would be a purified person if they lived by themselves, they did by themselves. What do I mean by that? Is that you could be in a planet, you could be in a hut, and all you're doing, you're not interacting with anybody, you're not speaking with anyone, and alhamdulillah, you are a wali of Allah. You're praying, you're eating, you're feeding yourself, and that's you got no interaction with anybody. You're the friend of Allah. Why? Because are you doing ghiba anybody? No, because there's nobody to ghiba up. Are you slandering anybody? No. Are you swearing at anybody? Are you screaming at anybody? Are you actually harming anybody through your thoughts, your vicious mind, and so on? Through your heart, are you having any grudges? No, because there's nobody there to have any of this. But the blessing of the fact that you're able to interact with people is enabling you to see, like an X-ray, the force that I do have. So what I mean by that is that by having the blessing of another person, another human being, through that interaction, I will get upset, I will get happy, I will get mad, I'll get angry, I'll fall in love, I'll actually despair, I will do all sorts of things, all sorts of emotions, all sorts of feelings will come through interaction. And that's the beauty. That is why we come to know. So really, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is one of the reasons, one of the wisdoms why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selected Adonai Islam to actually, one of the reasons why he created Sayyidina Adonai Islam was so that he could be a guide to Iblis and Shaitan. He could be a guide to him. Why? Is because he alayhi salam was going to be the sheikh of Iblis, because once they would have tried, because the angels are pak, the angels are pure, they don't do any wrong. So they're completely obedient. Whereas Shaitan, Iblis was made of, well, he's a jinn. He had the faculty, he had the nafs as well. And then another entity, another creation was created, which also had the nafs, in terms of, which is also pak and pure. But through that interaction with Sayyidina Adam would have pointed out to him that, listen, you have this flaw called arrogance and pride and self-likeness and all the other things. He actually pointed that to him. Al-mu'min mira'atul mu'min. A believer is a mirror of another believer. By me, if I see myself losing, if I'm losing control, angry, getting aggressive, it should, one way, yes, upset, alhamdulillah, do tawbah, Allah forgive us, but also rejoice that you found out there's a disease that you can actually now work on. And you can now actually get that disease out and get treatment for. So if imagine that person who had no interaction whatsoever, and you're all alone, those diseases are still inside. And that's what happened to Shaitan, is that he's in heavens with angels. The disease, Allah SWT can see this disease is developing. It's getting bigger, it's getting worse and worse and worse. And what happened? That's why there's a mercy for Iblis, there's a mercy for Iblis. That's why Allah SWT created Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam, so that he could actually address this disease, address these issues. So instead, what happens is that when we interact with each other, we go, oh, he did this to me, he made me angry. Rather, put it back in yourself and look at yourself as that, why did I become angry? Why did I swear? Why did I slander? Why did I cause this harm? Or why did this person cause harm to me? I must have done something wrong. You're always analyzing self. That's why it's called self-purification, self-introspection, is that you look at yourself and you see, where does my disease lie? And then you actually do. So, but mashallah, is that through the works that you do, the effort that you're doing in Nelson and other areas, is that you will see that through the interaction, you'll be coming across problems and issues. In your work, you'll have issues and problems. It's all part and parcel of the course of tazkiyah. That's the beauty of our mashayikh. They don't need to send you to a jungle or a hut and mountains of ways to work. No, wherever you are, whoever you're with, the beauty of the mashayikh, especially through Shaykh Muhammad Bagh, is that wherever you are, whoever you're with, they will do your tarbiyah of it. Your course, their tazkiyah to those people and those surroundings. That's the beauty. So may Allah SWT keep you steadfast on whatever you had. That's also truth. Allah SWT keep you steadfast and keep you, inshallah, going on your journey, and keep you blessed also your family folks as well. Jazak.
We have two experiences shared by sisters in Zoom. So inshallah, I will begin with the first one. So during the cleansing process, I saw a few colors, black, white, and red. The color black kept appearing, but the white color appeared from the middle to cloud it out. During the transfer, I couldn't focus at the start, but remembered the 3 keys, and alhamdulillah, I was able to refocus. I had visioned a big green mountain in the distance. I was standing on a big stone under a water bridge. I couldn't see the Ustad, but as I looked up at the mountain, I saw a face in the clouds. I then turned around and looked in the other direction and saw a child's hand reach out to me as we walked towards the mountain. I saw visions of a baby fetus appearing. I then stood at the bottom of the mountain alone. Jazakallah khair.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Jazakallah khair for writing down your experience. Firstly, I would want to ask, that did you find the teacher, Shaykh Ahmad Tabar? Because that is the key really for one's spiritual travel. And if you did, where were they? And that would be the first question. But just going on what you have mentioned is that, and just to emphasize to everyone, is that in any journey it is important to have a guide, and even more important in the spiritual journey to have one's teacher, Shaykh Ahmad Tabar, with you on your travels. Now, sometimes what can happen in the spiritual world is that person can be lost in this, in this spiritual world, and many things can come and show many things. Sometimes one's own desires, sometimes shaitanic, sometimes what's in the thought. All of these things can come and take a person away. Now, in relation to the, let me just try and get that back. In relation to what you have mentioned, that seeing the black, seeing the white, sometimes this shows that person goes to extreme sometimes in cases. So in your own life, it's mentioning really that a person should not go into extreme meaning too much. What do I mean by extreme? One is that a person goes totally away, heedlessness in the not in the remembrance of Allah. And one is that a person's trying to become perfect in every way. So one is totally going away, and one is trying to become totally perfect in every way. So really, both ways are not good. The best way is to keep a balance, meaning that one can never become perfect, but he should try. But he should also adopt and do the dunyavi stuff, meaning the roles and responsibility, the family, do these chores. At the same time, do the duty and the chores and the amals that person's been prescribed. So one should not leave all the dunya stuff and just concentrate on one's zikr, and whilst this is happening, is violating the rights of the family and the creation. So there should be a balance in one's life where they are still carrying out the worldly task, because that itself is a reward in itself, and that is a test. Because remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us and sent us in this world to be tested. He could have sent us in our own personal planets to be tested, but Allah Azza wa Jal put us with people, and especially the family. So a person cannot choose his family as such, cannot choose his parents, his siblings, or anything. But Allah Azza wa Jal has really selected them for you, for me, in our own way to be tested. So really, a person will be tested through family members. They will be tested through children. They will be tested through siblings. So all of these things are tests. Sometimes we might be looking at. So we shouldn't become. Example is that when children fight, they fight over small toys. Imagine you want the toy car. Two children are fighting toy car, and one is that the adults are fighting over the toy cars, but the real thing is that the actual car to have. So one should be looking beyond and not fighting over petty things or things that are just distractions, but really one should be serving people and not fighting over small. These are all toys, all blessings that you have been given. You are tested. These are means of test. So you will be tested. You should think of them. These are given to me as a test, and and then the real test is that how you treat others through this. So this is the message for yourself. Really, is that firstly, number one is, and for everyone really, is to find the teacher, so you are not lost in this dunya and in this spiritual world. More a person is need. Secondly, is that if a person is lost in the world of spirits, or in the world when one is traveling, then think of the teacher and think he is with you, and believe in that, and then a person will be guided in that spiritual world. Secondly, on there, as mentioned about your state, the extremes a person should not take, but keep on the middle path towards Allah Azza wa Jal. Have a balance between dunya and the balance between one's own amals as well. And inshallah, and you will be tested through siblings, through children, people who are close to you. A person will be tested. And sometimes people are tested with family members. Sometimes the person is unable to have family, unable to have children. So that is a test as well. So everything is a test. So inshallah, may Allah Azza wa Jalla enable all of us to overcome all tests and please Him, inshallah. So one of the other things, inshallah, just as a thing, that when you inshallah mention any title likes of mashayikh, inshallah, always use their full honorable titles of, like, if Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Rahmatullah is mentioned, mention Sayyidina Abdul Aziz, Sayyidina Hazrat Sheikh Sayyidina Abdul Aziz, and then mention Rahmullah, inshallah, as they are blessed, and really may Allah Azza wa Jal please them, really, because they're very honorable, and through these teachings a person has attained such enlightenment. So in any mashayikh type of person, full inshallah should be given. A second point, inshallah, whenever a person is going in the spiritual journey, and this to everyone really, is that when you meet the mashayikh, really is present your concern, present your problems to the mashayikh. This is a place to do it, really. And if they give you any personal advice, then a person could either share, and especially we have this platform and we have the WhatsApp platform, a person can share that if there is any nasiha, then a person can inshallah be given this, inshallah. So present the person's problems and hardship, what they are going through, and then inshallah generally they will give you inshallah a response as such. Jazakallah.
So just to check, are we okay to read one more experience shared by a sister?
Yeah, carry on, inshallah.
So this next is a shared by a sister from London. I found myself a little rusty when transferring into the spirit today. This is because I've not been practicing my muraqabah. Once I found our sheikh, then I asked where we will be traveling to. I was holding his shawl and saw he is linked with so many people in line ahead. And it all led to the blessed Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I was with our sheikh and we were moving fast in speed through darkness, and I saw a glimpse of light opening. We went past Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani rahimahullah. I felt his presence. He is always smiling. Then we were actually in current Masjid al-Nabawi, and I asked our sheikh, I would like to perfect my salah, and I wanted to see the 8 major pillars in Masjid al-Nabawi. I prayed salah in Riyadul Jannah, and there on I saw briefly glimpse ocean and shore. I found myself reciting Rabbi Ja'alni. I asked our sheikh, I want to feel connected in my salah. I found myself falling and fell into sajda. Then I came out of my spirit because falling into sajda broke my concentration.
Imam Qais, if you can, inshallah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. MashaAllah, another wonderful experience that you yourself shared to the sister. Also, the fact that it does happen when a person doesn't, the rustiness, or you could say you've seen the reflection of one's state, is that when a person doesn't perform one's amals or deeds that have been prescribed, it can happen that these things, these rust and darkness actually develop within oneself, and then it also affects your performance spiritually, whatever you do muraqabah or dhikr, and your connection can be doing it. So by the fairs and the blessing of the beloved teacher, yourself then managed to actually get through that and found Hazrat and then actually traveled. One etiquette that I'd like to remind everybody, and this is just for future for all participants as well, is whenever a person is with one's teacher, whenever you're there, remain silent unless it's and then allow the teacher to then give you salam. Obviously, you want present the salam, and then if permission is granted, if there is like a question which is absolutely dying inside that you need to ask, that you think, then you may say, with permission, say yes, oh master, if I may ask this question. That is, then seek permission, and they will then, if they deem it's best for them to actually give a response, they'll give a response. If not, they'll remain quiet. And all that means is that just look, just benefit from the silence, and there is a blessing there for you. The fair is there for you. So whenever we come, transfer, and we meet our teacher, for us, this is everything. No, one of the qualities, or you could say one of the stage in which they normally use in tasawwuf is fana fi shaykh. You hear this term fana fi shaykh, instinction in the love of the Shaykh and obedience in the love of the Shaykh. The fanayit will actually come is when nothing of you remains in front of the teacher. Whatever the Shaykh wants, you want. Whatever they do, you do. Whatever they take, they take. So what happens is that when a person's love and obedience gets stronger, when you are in the presence of one's teacher, let them decide where they want to take you. But for you in your heart is like, for me, this is everything. For me to be in front and to see my teacher, my Shaykh, is as though through their blessed eyes, they have seen whatever I need to see. Through their blessed eyes, they have the blessed body, and they've gone to places that I want to go. I don't need any of that. This is my door to everything. So for me, this is it. And if when they see this, if they then take you and say, okay, come on, let's go take you here, let's take you there, that's their fadl. That's their grace. Nothing to do with it. It's their fadl. So just bear that in mind. So by the grace and mercy is that they took you to different places, and eventually you reached one. Also, whenever you see, for example, you saw Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani, when you do see Mashayikh, is that it's indication that you're receiving their affairs through the teacher. Never be neglectful of that. What happens sometimes is that brothers and sisters, they see the Mashayikh, now they think that I have a direct connection now. Never, ever be unaware that everything that you're experiencing and everything that you're seeing and everything you're feeling is through whom? Is through the hands of your teacher, your guide, Shaykh Ahmad Dabbagh, is through them. So if you get to see, for example, Sayyidina Al-Qadir Jilani, they're smiling, that's indication they're given their affairs and you're receiving their affairs through whom? Through one's teacher. And please do forgive me if I'm being, I'm being a bit, I can't even get the word. What do you call it? Brother Tassif, what do you call that word when you're being too simple and...
Direct?
So no, another word. It begins with a P.
Pedantic.
No, that's too high level English, that is, honestly, for me. You need to be simple English. Anyway, it's not coming to my head, the word. It will come inshallah maybe another time. Anyway, so if I'm being too direct and too open, do forgive me. It's just basically sometimes you just need to make it clear, and I'm not trying to really look down or anything like this upon yourself and admonish you. No, it's this is with the love I'm saying is that so that we don't make the mistakes that I would not want you, brothers and sisters, to make the mistakes that I made. Simple as that. That is why through the mistakes that we have made, so I rather have you, brothers and sisters, to excel even further beyond our image, so that we can actually have the correct adab and etiquette when we meet, when we greet, and have the right mindset. So every single mashayikh that you see, every single prophets that you see, all angels and the different realms, wherever you go, even when you come to the tajalli of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all that has come through what? Through one's teacher. They're the key, they're the door. Never be neglectful. Yeah, patronizing, that's the word. Thank you very much, whoever said that. Thank you. Patronizing. There you go. So basically, is that they are your teacher, they're your guide, and they are the window for everything for you. So never be unmindful of that. Always be aware of that. That the moment that you think it's me who's doing this, oh, it's me who's seeing this, oh, it's me, that is when you realize is that when that switch is turned off, and you're trying to connect, you're not connecting, and you're trying to see, you're not seeing, and you're thinking that it's me who's doing this about this, me. It's all come through the fairs and the blessing of one's teacher. That's one thing that please always bear in mind. So seeing and interacting with different mashaykhs, mashallah, that's all a wonderful experience. And then you're experiencing and going to Masjid Nabawi and praying there, requesting. This is a good request, and that's why, because of the request that you want to learn how to be more stronger in the salah and experience a more spiritual salah, that is why you're experiencing the salah through the fairs and the barakah of being Masjid Nabawi and through the fairs of the teacher. That is why you experience the different things. And then what happened was that when you went to sajda, is that sometimes the body, the spirit is experiencing such anwarats and lights, and the reason why, one of the reasons why you lost your concentration, because of the fact that the spirit couldn't tolerate the affairs, and hence why the body said, okay, I got to do something. It's like the connection was interrupted and disrupted, because why? The body didn't know how to react to it. So that's what it is. So it's such lights and anwarats. So it's a blessing, mashallah. So imagine if a person does this regularly, what happens is that, and they have the right mindset, what happened is that they will then slowly, their spirit and the body will then slowly develop the strength and energy to absorb these lights. So the sheikh is like the transformer, where the basically is like you got the electricity which is coming, and then what happens from the mains, from the transformers, they come, and what they do is that such powerful fairs that is coming from the Mashayikhs and from Prophets and from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these fairs are coming, and what they do is that they reduce that power and they give it to us so that we don't then lose control, and we don't burst, and we don't actually then lose our minds and senses. And that's a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, that's the beauty and of having a spiritual guide, is that they are like transducer. They actually reduce the current of affairs so that we can tolerate, others will lose our senses. So mashallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you more steadfast upon the azkars and namaz, and enable us all to actually traverse on the journey towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inshallah. Well, I think
there was one more shared in Zoom, and I think after that we've covered everyone, inshallah.
Yes, if it's okay with that. I know in London, I think it's time for Salat al-Maghrib, so I don't know if
bring the. So inshallah, just to bring the session to a close, I wanted to remind that for those who didn't get an opportunity, please do share your experiences in the WhatsApp groups, and there's also another platform, as mentioned by the Ustad, where you can receive guidance and feedback, and also your mentors directly. So mashallah, there's so much benefit that comes from these gatherings, so please continue to attend, and also sharing your feedback. Again, thanking our Ustads for their time. Jazakallah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.